Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial featuring the Reveal 2 palette from Coastal Scents. This is a really easy and, as I find it, a pretty look, so if you want to find out how I did it, just keep on watching. Starting out with a flat shader brush, I am just patting this light pink shade all over the lid. And this also happens to be the flakiest shade in the whole palette. So no swiping motions over here, just carefully patting it on the lid. The pigmentation is pretty nice though, but with these patting motions what I'm trying to do is minimize the fallout. Okay, and now switching to a fluffy blending brush, I am using the third to last shade in the palette on the first row and just applying this in the crease, just using back and forth movements, those famous windshield wiper motions. I'm just applying this right in the crease. Now for my eye shape and size, I prefer not to bring it all the way in. So typically when I do my makeup, I tend to leave the first third of the eye starting from the inner corner bare, because otherwise I find that that tends to make my eyes look smaller, and that is something that I want to avoid. Just adding a little bit more. Using a fluffy brush and the lightest shade in the palette, which is the first shade on the first row, I am applying a highlight under the highest point of the brow and then slightly blending it out. And then just picking up some more and applying that as an inner corner highlight. And also blending it ever so slightly up. Just adding a bit more near the tear duct and blending it out. Now going to a really fluffy and soft brush that has no color on it, I will just go over the edge of the crease color and blend that into the highlight. So this is just to improve the blending, to make everything look more seamless and better diffused. Using a really small crease brush, I am using the first shade on the second row and I'm pushing this right into the crease. And this is in order to compensate for some of the loss of color that we've had in the previous blending step. So when we went over with that really fluffy brush over the crease, it kind of took away a little bit of the crease definition. So now we are putting it back in, but in a more confined way. And that's where the smaller brush comes in really handy. Using a really small crease brush and the second to last shade on the second row, we will be darkening out the outer V. So depositing most of this dark shade in that V shape on the outer corner of the eye. And once most of the color is deposited, sweeping it in ever so softly onto the lid so that it blends with the lid color, but you don't want to bring it in very far. And now I'm going back to the first blending brush that I used and the first crease color, and that would be the third to last shade on the first row. And I'm going over this because harsh edges seldom look good in makeup. I think they actually never look good. So we're just softening this. In order to make everything even more diffused, I'm switching to a really small crease brush, and this is a wispier brush, so it has longer bristles that have more give to them. And I'm using the shade in the middle of the first row and going just over the edge of the crease, going into the highlight, just to make everything look even softer. There, that should do it. So as far as the upper lid is concerned, you could certainly stop now if you only want to use this palette from Coastal Scents, and obviously just add eyeliner and mascara and you're good to go, and add lashes if you so please. What I actually like to do before doing the eyeliner is adding another pop of glitteriness because I just love it. But this look is definitely very pretty as it is. Obviously once you add in the eyeliner, because that does make a big difference, but I will do that extra step. For that pop of glittery gorgeousness, what you need is a flat shader brush like this and the e.l.f. Lustrous eyeshadow in Soiree, which is a beautiful shimmery pink color. And I will just be picking a little bit of that eyeshadow with a flat shader brush and applying this onto the lid. So this kind of goes all over the lid, but it's concentrated more on the part to the inner corner of the eye, but still without covering the highlight, if that makes any sense. So you know, the first third towards the center of the eye, but still trying not to affect this blended out part here. I'm not sure that the camera does this shade justice, but in real life it's so beautiful as it catches the light, and it totally does make a difference. Curling the lashes and applying 2 coats of mascara on the top lashes. 1 coat of mascara on the lower lash line. And I like that this wand is nice and skinny. I will still make a mess, as I do every single time. So now we only have the lower lash line to take care of, and I'm going to start with this tiny brush and a little bit of that lightest shade, the first one on the first row, and just applying this close to the tear duct. And then I'm going to switch to a smudger brush like this. I'm going to go into the original crease color, which is the third to last shade on the first row, and I'm just going to smudge this on the lower lash line. And as I'm doing that, I'm also dragging along that smudged mascara, and that is actually helping to give a little bit of added definition to the eye. Some more of that. I must be making really silly faces as I'm trying to elongate my face to better get to the lower lash line. Okay, and now for a little bit of added darkness, I'm just going to use a regular kohl eyeliner, and I'm just going to connect the wing down to the lower lash line, staying confined to the outer maybe 1/5 of the eye, not even the 1/3. So I'm not bringing it very far in, just the outer edge, just to create a little bit of a V there. That should do it. I'm not even sure that the camera is picking up on it. And then going back to that same smudger brush and using a darker shade, just blending a little bit over all of that. Yeah. Now that should do it. So this is the completed eye look using the Reveal 2 palette from Coastal Scents. I hope that you liked it. If you like this video, please give it a quick thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It is of course completely free to do so, and it really helps me out when you do that. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!